Okay, part of the subscription billing module includes an extension to how BC runs deferrals. So we're going to take a look at the deferral templates and the configuration around deferrals specifically for subscription billing. Now these deferral templates are standard BC, so if you're using them already, there's no changes here, but just outlining what you do specify on a deferral template card. You've got a deferral code and description. The deferral account, so normally this would be the accrual account for your deferrals. However, in subscription billing, there's a bit of a change in that customer contracts and vendor contracts have their own posting set up for deferral accounts. So we'll go and have a look at that in a minute. Deferral percentage, how much of the initial amount is being deferred, calculation method, a few options there, straight line, equal per period, days per period. Start date, so in here we can use the posting date, the beginning of the month, end of the month, period, so we're talking about financial period here, the beginning of the next period or beginning of the next calendar year. How many periods we're going to distribute the amount across, and then period description, and there's a bit of a shorthand here. So percentage form is a dynamic parameter, so in place of the percentage 4 will be the month name of the posting that deferral. Percentage 6 will be the year. Cool. So that's fairly standard coming out of deferral template. So on our items, we can assign a default deferral template. The item we'll use today is our magazine. All Sports magazine. So we can see here on our item card, if we scroll down, sorry, went a bit too far there, see our deferral template. So we've picked up that 12-month one we were just looking at. Okay, so next step is to create our service commitments. We're going to do this through a sales order which I've created for the customer School of Fine Art, the subscribing to our All Sports magazine. Okay. So that's created our service commitment. So just to review the settings around that, it's a annual subscription. So billing base period is 12 months, and we're billing every 12 months for that $500. Okay, so from the sales order line, we can check the deferral schedule that's been created. So we can pull that up. Always good to review this before posting anything. We're looking at the amount to defer is 500, straight line, as per our template, 12 periods. Start date. So if I wanted to change anything on here, for example, the start date, I want to push that out to the end of the month or start of next month, I can do that. So let's take a quick look at that. So I'll push it out to the 31st and recalculate, and there we only get 1 day in May. Let's pull that back to as it was. You can see here that any partial month is prorated per day in terms of posting. All right, so that looks good to me. Close that. Let's ship our magazine subscription, which will generate our service commitment. So let's go pick up that service commitment onto the customer's contract. Now on the header of the contract there is a flag you need to be aware of. Here there's a toggle that determines whether contract deferrals will be generated or not. So you just want to make sure that's off. No commitments currently. We'll get service commitments and pick that one up. Cool. There we go. Now we need to invoice that. So at the moment, if we go into customer contract deferrals, unlike the deferral schedule, there's nothing in here at the moment. So we need to invoice for this magazine subscription. Which check our dates there. Push that to the end of the month. And we won't post the document, let's just open it, have a look. So here's our sales invoice for School of Fine Art. We'll come down here and there's our line for $500. That line we should be able to see again the deferral schedule. That's all set up. Okay, let's go ahead and post that. Don't want to open the posted invoice. Next step is let's have a look at those, as I was saying before, the customer contract deferrals entries. Cool. So we can see the posting date of each drawdown of the accrual. If we could slide along here, we can see the amount being drawn down on, and here's the document posting date. So we posted it on the 31st of the 5th, and then that amount, the original amounts accrued, and this is each entry to draw down on that accrual. And we can see here released status. So standard BC, when you do post a deferral, all of these entries are posted at the same time. With contracts, there is a further step in terms of releasing the drawdown, which posts to the income account. So just before we release those deferrals, which are going to debit our customer contract deferral account and credit our income account, we need to define that income account. And it's here in the general posting setup, being the customer contract account is going to be where that credit goes to. So we'll just define that for all our rows. Likewise on the vendor side, the expense account needs to be defined in that vendor contract account. So we'll come out of there. Now we can release our deferrals. So the process or the page is called contract deferral release. Let's run it for a couple of months. Maybe through to the end of July. You can see that you can schedule this job if you've got a lot of them. So there we go. So it just released those 3 deferral entries. And that's deferrals for subscription billing and customer contracts.